Broken LED lights, and something happened to me. Probably need to tell you. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're all well. So my front LEDs are, some of the LEDs not working. I never actually thought that a group of LEDs, some of them would stop working. I thought the whole unit would stop working as well, but there we go. So I've got some new ones, and I'm quickly going to put those in. Very simple. You just pop them off, insert the new ones, pop it back in, bish bash bosh, done. It's a very easy. I've done the video before about replacing them, but a little bit of damage to my bike. What's happened? Right, I got knocked off my bike a few days ago. I was actually at a junction, and a car just turned towards me and sideswiped me from the side. Luckily, I was hardly doing any mileage. I think about 1 or 2 miles an hour. And, well, I just couldn't hold the bike up. I went over on my right side. I just got my leg out in time. Yeah, most of the impact went on my left side. And, yeah, the bike just tipped on the right-hand side. I managed to almost hold it right till it just before it dropped, or as it touched the ground. So it wasn't a drop the bike, it was more that the car pushed me over, and then I just couldn't keep it upright because it kept on turning towards me and pushing me over even more. I mean, you wouldn't even think it. I mean, it just completely didn't see me at all. They were turning without looking. It was peeing down with rain. It was a horrible morning. But essentially, I've sort of damaged the right cover of the saddlebag. It sort of scraped it, but actually the saddlebag's intact. I thought it actually bent it a little bit as well, but I'll show you the sort of impact there. It's really there. Now it's kind of cosmetic more than anything, but as I say, I thought it actually bent it. The great thing about it, and this shows you how strong these saddlebags are, is that the impact, if you like, or the weight as it fell onto the ground was right here. Well, this is your hard mounting point right there. So there's no flex in that at all. No flex, or hardly any. So that was lucky. But unfortunately, what did break beyond repair were my handguards. My handguards, both sides, completely screwed. There you go. Look at that. Just they're broken, right? So I've got ones ordered, Memphis Shades handguards for the Sport Glide, so they should be here any day really. Got them from a UK distributor now, and when I got these, actually these were given to me, and these were generic, and I had to sort of modify them to make. So it'd be interesting to see the ones for the Sport Glide if they're sort of substantially different. But anyway, so they'll be arriving soon. The indicators stopped working as well, or a lot of the LEDs as well, so I've got to replace that. And also, there's a slight kink, slight bend in the front brake lever, so I'm going to get that replaced. So look, ongoing issue with the people who hit me. They've been very good. It's all been amicable, and that's going to be sorted out to get all this paid for. I mean, luckily I wasn't going fast, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. But what it literally was the car turned towards me and then pushed me over with the side of their car as they were turning. They were just looking that way. They weren't looking this way. Pushed me over, and I was going, whoa, stop, stop, and a few effings and blindings, I'm sure you can imagine. But my front wheel, as the bike leant over, got caught under the car, and they were still trying to drive over me, and it was just, so I was like, stop, reverse, get away. So I picked the bike back up, and luckily no other damage. And I was really surprised that the handlebars didn't get touched. None of the side, anything. No damage whatsoever, apart from that saddlebag, the hand guards, the front brake lever, and the LEDs. That's it. Yeah. I mean, I've been over the bike, and I've ridden it, of course, and been over the bike with a fine-tooth comb, and I literally can't find anything. The only other thing that's happened is that these spotlights, these fog lights which I put on, they've moved. They've moved slightly. But there's no actual mark on them, and they still work perfectly fine. So I lucked out there, really. But anyway, first job of the day is to change these LEDs, and then our second job of the day is just to reposition those fog lamps. And then I'm going to put the order in for the cover of the saddlebag, so I'll replace that in time, and when the handguards come, replace that, and then I'll be back to where I was. Load of work for a silly kind of accident, really, which shouldn't have happened. If you know, the way it is, it's the way it is. Right, let me crack on with this anyway. Let's pop the cover off first. Bigger screwdriver needed. That's a bit of a git. Simple to take out. Also, that was all jammed in there, so that's all broken. I've got new ones of these anyway, so I can all go in the bin. All right, new one going in. This was there like that. Where's the recess on this? Right, all I've got to do is just tighten up the holding nut there. Let me do this side. Going in. Right, turn it on. Put the hazards on. Let it all sync up. Just leave it running for about a minute or so. Good. Right, just set the one in. Nice and bright. This side. Nice and bright. Done. So all done with the LEDs. Just got to let it run for about a minute for the BCM just to do its magic. So it all gets synced up. And yeah, I've got 2 spare LEDs as well, if something were to happen in the future, which is good. So the only other thing now, just tighten that up, reset those fog lamps, just wait for the handguards to come. But I suppose the moral of the story is, even when somebody's looking left, they could be turning right and right into you. You know, I had a feeling that morning because it was peeing down with rain. It was horrible weather. Actually, the night before was crappy as well. I was riding in both. And I just thought people are doing really stupid things here. They're turning without looking, all that kind of stuff. And it was just, you know, the rain and everything was making it hard going for everybody, no doubt. But in this case, anyway, so they seem to be okay, the people. But obviously I was rather annoyed, as you can imagine. But luckily nothing happened to me. Number one, I did not get hurt. And also the bike didn't sustain a lot of damage. Just cosmetic, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? Anyway, I thought I'd bring that to you. So, well, onwards and upwards. On to the next video, whenever that is. Catch you again. Bye now.